Hello, hello, hello. I am John. This is my show, Sports Reckoning. Okay, now I have the evidence. I have the serious fucking hardcore evidence to prove that the Logan Paul Pokemon case scam was a scam set up from the beginning to create um, free advertisement around the launching of the Prime Drink Company. I have the evidence now. This shit, it's like fuck, man. Okay, look it. I'm not like a real I'm not a real YouTuber. I used to be able to wing it. I would take my video camera and I'd just film off of the screen, and I get the audio and it worked and shit. And I could, if I needed to cut stuff out to edit like that, I could do that. But that's all I could do. But I could put together quality videos, right? But what happened was my computer did some stupid update, and now it won't let me upload from my video camera, so I'd have to buy more stuff, right? And I don't want to keep going into this fucking modern world. This shit that's like, I just don't have the time and mental. I just don't do it. That's another reason why it's like why I'm leaving and stuff, right? Because I can't make the videos that I want to anymore, right? So that's that's why I'm canceling my service, and that's one of the big reasons why I'm leaving. Okay, but I was the one in the beginning. As soon as this Pokemon case thing happened, I was instantly before, because everybody was saying they got fooled. They got fooled. Everybody was saying they got fooled. They got fooled. And I was instantly saying, no way could they have been fooled on such a fake case that had no fucking chain of custody to it. It didn't look, nothing was, and it was so easily proven to be fraudulent by the Rattle Pokemon. Once you got somebody that had any form of skills in that market, they easily proved it was a fraud. And I proved that Logan Paul has had issues with cards before, and then I showed that he did an auction where he was auctioning off one of these boxes, this first edition Pokemon boxes. He was doing it for charity, and he explained how he had an expert come and weigh every pack and shit, right? So he understands that, and because that one was for charity, it had to be real. And those were real because he actually had a real expert do it properly, right? And so I was saying, there's no way, because that box being a sealed box, it had no importance of being a sealed box because there was no beauty to it. There was nothing beautiful about that box whatsoever. The only way it possibly is what I'm saying. The only way that it could possibly be beautiful is it had to be 100% real in the way that there was no fucking doubt. And I don't even understand how you could say there's no doubt, because you got to open the box. I mean, I don't believe there was any way possible to say 100% that thing was real, even if everything looked to be real, unless you open it up. And why would you not open the box? Because the box is so ugly. How does that hurt the value? I don't understand. See, that was the whole thing of what I'm saying. If the whole story is bullshit, that box is not valuable wrapped. The only thing that makes it valuable is to open it up, see the contents, and when the contents are real and you have the boxes that are real, now you can still say it's still the original sealed case. It didn't hurt that whatsoever. It's still the original fucking case. So I was the one instantly saying, no, it's not fucking it. They did not get scammed. They pulled the scams themselves to generate free advertisement for the Prime Drink Company and the fucking Rattle Pokemon. So I kind of pulled those videos. I had backed off and stuff. Because my page had 2 strikes on it. I was dealing with a lot of fight people coming back on me for all kinds. I make all videos about all kinds of shit, right? So I'm getting it with all kinds of different people. Plus YouTube attacks me. I make videos, and the fucking YouTube AI fucking boom takes my videos down. So there's a lot of shit that I have to deal with, a lot of those kind of problems, right? And so there was a problem. I had 2 strikes, and I was still under attack and shit. So I was like, okay, let me just privatize all my videos and shit and wait out my strikes and see how it goes and stuff, right? And so in the process of doing that, Rattle kept making videos. Rattle Pokemon kept doing videos, which he claims is investigation, but I'm accusing Rattle of being a paid plant, and what he's doing is he's steering the investigation away from the actual thing of what it is, which is it was all set up to gain free advertisement for Prime Drink Company, right? And so now Rattle Pokemon is steering the conversation into saying that it has to do with this liquid marketplace. Let me see. Okay. So This video here is called $3.5 million Logan Paul Pokemon case sale fake, and G.I. Joe cards were going on liquid marketplace. And so now this is the narrative that Rattle now is forming. He's forming this narrative that the cards were going to go onto the liquid marketplace, and then he's still given the illusion that because who knows what it was real or not. This is what he's trying to do. It's creating confusion, of which I'm going to show you here. See, I can't play the audio. I could make the most incredible video right now, and this is where I'm kind of like, to Dan the Card Man, like that CoffeeZilla made the thing about Logan Paul and how big it was, and it's like, dude, Dan the Card Man, you have an opportunity now to make this video and do it right and fully expose, and I will show you exactly this. I have so much stuff to expose this stuff, and it goes to Gary Vee. That's the thing you will never hear fucking Rattle Pokemon talk about. You'll never hear him talk about the name Gary Vee. And the liquid marketplace, there was a lot of NFT sales, and I've got a video of Logan Paul saying, if fucking Gary Vee calls, you answer and shit. And he's talking about doing what Gary Vee wants and all this. So I've got all this shit, right? In the liquid marketplace, there was a lot of NFTs involved in that shit, which we know is being pumped by Gary Vee. Was the number one pumper and dumper and hyping up the fucking those NFTs. He was the one. Like, I know he doesn't own the Bored Ape thing and shit, but he's the one telling you those are fucking the shit. They're the shit. While he's creating his own NFTs, trying to get everybody in this NFT shit. It was some crap, whatever it was. Fuck that shit, right? But so Logan Paul was all in it. He got him all into it. And then the liquid marketplace was going to buy those and sell them off as fractional pieces and shit, right? So the liquid marketplace thing, now, let's go back to this guy. Okay, so now Rattle did some really cool shit here, but what he's trying to do is he's trying to link everything to liquid marketplace and say that the case was going to end up on liquid marketplace being sold into fractional pieces, tokens to the population. He's trying to say that there's still people that believe that the case might be real, but what he's saying is that they didn't even care if it was real or not, because they were going to put it onto liquid marketplace where it was just going to sit in a vault and it was never going to be open and stuff, right? And they were going to use it to sell off tokens. He's saying that there was leading to a scam type of thing, right? That's what the scam was leading to. And I'm saying, Rattle, that's just your opinion, because of the fact of the matter is it did not go to liquid marketplace, period, right? But what did it do? And this is what I'm saying with Rattle, because Rattle was involved in it, because instantly after it happened, Rattle was shipped all this fucking prime drink, right? And at that time, Rattle got on and started doing commercials on his page for prime drink, which I was the one instantly jumped on his ass, started screaming about it, and then he stopped doing it. So did he stop doing it because he stopped doing it on his own, or did he stop doing it because there was a person out here screaming at him, calling him fraud, saying this is a setup, or is that why he stopped doing it? Right? And so those were things. I don't like to take credit because I'm such a small person and stuff, but I do understand there are people out there that even watch these small in the videos, because I was the only one making that kind of investigation, right? Talking about the people that nobody talks about, the King Pokemon, right? And Rattle's connection to King Pokemon and King Pokemon's connection to Gary Vee. To Logan Paul. That's how Rattle got involved. And that's how I say they got involved. We want Rattle to answer some real fucking questions, because he's steering the investigation away from the real guilty culprit is the prime drink. He's steering and he won't. And see, this is the thing. Is like, if I could make video, I could show you in here. Rattle is demanding answers, and he's saying anybody who won't answer, they're frauds and all that shit. I could fucking make the most incredible video just absolutely destroying Rattle unless he fucking answers some fucking questions. He's got questions to answer now. He played a part in that, because what I say is that Rattle was a plant. He did not investigate the case. You go to his page, you don't see no videos on his page when the sale occurred from the Mealy Pops to the Shine, which Mealy Pops had done a documentary on his page claiming that this is the largest sale in Pokemon thing, most historic sale. And Rattle did not do any videos about that because he had to wait for his time to expose it when Logan got it so that he could expose it at that time, so it links up to the launching of the Prime Drink Company, which was going to generate all this free advertisement because of the scandal of the Pokemon, of which Logan Paul spun right into the Prime Drink Company. And we don't have to ask if that happened. We know that that happened. And look at, this is Logan Paul's page, right? You go to his page, there's nothing about Liquid Marketplace here. He's not hyping Liquid Marketplace. He's not pumping Liquid Marketplace. But what is he doing? We look right here. Right here, you see Prime, okay? This video right here, I started a drink company with KSI. And look at what it's sandwiched in the middle. The next video says, I lost $3.5 million on fake Pokemon cards. And now when you click on this, what happens? Instantly Prime commercial. See, when you see, he starts the Prime. The next video is the scandal, and the video that where he like this video has 7.6 million. Think about all that was real story. That this Pokemon, this thing of him opening up that fake case, they reported upon that on the news. The real news agencies all around the world spoke about Logan Paul getting scammed, right? Every influencer there is out there, all of them, they all spoke about it. The amount of revenue of publicity generated from this scandal, I say it's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, of which I don't have to say that he did that to link it up to Prime because he does it himself. You click on, you just put on the video. It starts with the Prime drink commercial. Prime. So you get, I started a drink company, Prime. The next video, I got scammed, and it starts with Prime drink. And then the next video up here is again, Logan and KSI go undercover at Walmart. See how it launches, and now they get into Walmart, right? This is when it first started happening. So sandwiched in between here, the launching of the Prime and getting into Walmart with Prime, sandwiched right into middle is the scandal of the Pokemon case, of which he's using to launch the Prime Drink Company. And Rattle Pokemon refuses to ever say Prime, that Prime is the fucking culprit here. And until he acknowledges that Prime is, and so this is what I wanted to show you with this. Like I said, I can't play the audio, but there's this part in the movie JFK, and he says, why did it happen? And then the Donald Sutherland character says, well, that's the real question, right? He says the how and the who, that's just like some parlor game for the public, the mafia, Ruby, Oswald and shit. He says it keeps him guessing, and it stops him from asking the real question, why? Why was Kennedy killed? And he says, who benefited and who had the power to cover it up? So I'm just going to play this little part. You can't hear it, but let me just play this little part. Who? Boom. And then it shows like the Washington Monument after that. In that movie, it shows like the Washington Monument. Okay, but the real questions, that stops him. That's what I'm saying. Rattle Pokemon now is giving you all this bullshit. It's a parlor game. It keeps you guessing, right? That's what Rattle Pokemon is doing. He's steering you away from asking the real question, who benefited? What benefited? What was the benefit of the doing this, right? And he's trying to say, oh, they were going to put it on Liquid Marketplace. Bullshit. There's no advertisement for Liquid Marketplace on this fucking video on here, on Logan Paul shit. There's no advertisement for Liquid Marketplace. It's Prime. Sandwich right here, Prime. There's the Pokemon case. The next case up here is Prime. Sandwiched in between the launching and the creation of the Prime is the Pokemon case, of which he right there, look at, there's the Pokemon Prime. I don't have to say that Logan Paul benefited on the Prime Drink Company. I don't have to say, because Logan just told you right there that's what it was about. But Rattle Pokemon refuses to say Prime is the fucking guilty party here, that they're the ones who benefited. Prime benefited from this. They're the ones that you got to be looking at. And if Rattle refuses to fucking look at Prime as the real fucking culprit, then that proves that he's involved in it. He was a fucking plant. He's a fraud. And he's yelling at me, he's trying to belittle me, like, oh, you've watched all the videos and you can't put the pieces together. Why do I need to put the pieces together when you're throwing me Liquid Marketplace, which is a bullshit story because it's right here. Pokemon Prime. It's Prime. Pokemon Prime. Where's Liquid Marketplace in there? Where's the fucking pump and dump and the hype into the Liquid Marketplace? It did not fucking happen. You're full of shit, Rattle. You're fake as fuck. You will not answer any real fucking questions because you were part of this from the fucking beginning. You're a paid plant. You're a paid sponsored spokesmodel bitch for Prime Drink Company. And then he's got his new video. He's saying, oh, Logan keeps sending me Prime, and he shows him pouring it out down the toilet. What does it matter now? Prime is already a gigantic company. Prime is already being attacked by different people for the contents. It's already under attack. Who gives a fuck what Rattle says about Prime anymore? It's a diversion tactic. It means nothing. Right? So, then, what Rattle did in this video, which was cool that I didn't know, that all the people involved in the Pokemon case all worked for Liquid Marketplace. Now, I didn't know that. That's what I'm saying. Rattle, there is some good information here of what he has done. And I've seen Rattle do other stuff, other videos that I'll say, yeah, it's really good. Like I'll tell you, there was like an auction taking place at like some kind of one of these storage facilities. And when they opened the door, there's all these like Pokemon cards there, right? And Rattle looked at it and he said, dude, that's obviously a setup. They're showing you that stuff when the cards are fake, and there was big bids going on this locker and shit, right? Rattle called the people and told them those cards are fake. This is a setup and shit, right? Now, something like that, it's like, dude, he did that. I give you credit. That was really fucking good. That's really cool and shit, right? But this one, you're wrong on this. You're fucking way wrong. And also, this new lawsuit that's going on with Rattle. Okay, he has set it up a GoFundMe page now. That opens up the door for money to be funneled to fucking Rattle Pokemon, right? What's going to happen? Is it going to be some kind of angel investor is going to come in? Next thing you know, he's got $50,000 in there. And it's like, did somebody really do that? Or was that a payoff for his participation in the Prime, that he was looking for an alternative route to accept payment? And he didn't want it to be a direct payment from Logan Paul. So what he's going to set up this lawsuit, which, come on, he's not being sued. That's not going to really happen. You look at the video where he's attacking the guy. He does everything to protect himself. There's nothing that he does that's slanderous, nothing, right? But this is what happened with like the Sports Car Radio and Jeff Wilson thing. It's like, dude, how much publicity was generated for Jeff Wilson and Sports Car Radio because of the lawsuit, which was fake. It never was real. And that's what I'm saying is like, this shit's fake as fuck. You can't trust these fuckers. When they're doing that stuff, it's for publicity. I don't believe Rattle's being sued. I don't believe that at all. But what we do know is he's opened up a GoFundMe account. How much money is going to end up in that account? And then after it goes down and the lawsuit gets canceled, that money's going to go into his pocket. So anybody who donated to him and shit, right? You're not getting your money back. You donated money to a GoFundMe and shit, right? And he's going to pocket that fucking money. You know, some shit's going on. It's like, I don't trust any of it, right? Okay, so what Rattle did, and here's the other thing. If Rattle's doing real investigative journalism, how come everybody speaks to him? He taught all of them. They all talked to him. And Rattle was bitching, saying, "Oh, they barely mentioned my name and shit on when Logan Paul did the first video." He's like, "They barely mentioned my name." I can show you another video of Logan Paul fully talking about the case again and shit, and he directly mentions Rattle Pokemon, and oh, he's such a good guy, and he did this, and he didn't want any money. He's fully endorsing Rattle Pokemon and hyping him up. So Rattle's saying, "Oh, he's not." No, he did. I could show you another video where he's fully endorsing Rattle Pokemon, right? And then Rattle speaks to all of these guys on the phone. They just get on the phone and talk to him and start giving information and stuff. It's like, what the fuck? Okay, but what he did with this interview, and I believe it was this guy here, it says call with Karn Rye. I thought his name was Sean, but I wrote on his comment that I thought he was talking to some guy named Sean, which maybe he goes by Sean or something. I don't know, right? But I'm pretty darn sure it's this guy. Okay, so now this guy worked at, it says investor at Liquid Marketplace. It says experience, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. He's a collectibles expert, okay, at Marketplace, Toronto in Canada. Okay, so this guy said right off of the bat he did not trust that case. The rap on it meant absolutely nothing. Nothing. And the video I'm talking about, Logan Paul is saying, oh, well, it was wrapped by BBCE. That's why I trusted it. This guy who's the expert, who works at the company that Logan Paul is like owner of and shit, the liquid marketplace, this guy telling you that box never looked genuine. The wrap meant absolutely nothing. He said, this guy stated, there's no possible way that could have been placed on the liquid marketplace and been sold off for tokens unless it was 100% authentic, genuine, for sure, no doubt. And that's what I've always been saying, is that it has to be real, that none of those people would have paid the big bucks for it. Because what I also find out is we Shine works at liquid marketplace, the fucking Pokey Jew guy, they all work for that liquid marketplace. All of the people involved in it, they were all working for this company, right? That's what this Rattle showed here. And then so Rattle's trying to say, oh, the thing was they were all trying to get it to liquid marketplace. And it's like, no, the video I'm talking where Logan Paul is hyping up Rattle and stuff, Logan Paul says, oh, there's a secret group of people out there trying to secretly scam. And it's like, what do you mean? Every person that touched that box that was involved in it came from your liquid marketplace, Logan. So you're telling me the people that scammed you actually work for your own company? It's bullshit. Everything about it is bullshit. And like I said, we don't have to know what it was for, because all we got to say is who benefited from it. And we know it's right here, Prime. That's what the whole thing was about, Prime. And until Rattle starts saying Prime, then he's guilty as fuck as far as he's a total fraud, total fucking proven he's a fake. Okay, so like I said, in this video, this Karn guy is saying he never would have allowed that box onto liquid marketplace, that he never fucking trusted it, right? So this guy's the expert, and you're going to tell me Logan Paul didn't trust the guy that works with him, his expert opinion, before he goes out and pays the $3.5 million. And like I was always saying, how do we even know he paid $3.5 million? What actually, because even Shine works, I didn't know he worked with the liquid marketplace, but I knew that they were in bed together doing business and shit, right? So I was saying, who even knows? Because I'm saying he lost $3 million. I'm like, who even said he paid anything for that? How do we even know any of that stuff? Bullshit. It's a bullshit story, right? So then in this video here, it's the same video at the end, he gets on the phone with Shine. Like I said, Rattle just gets these people they all talk to him. They all just talk he gets any of these people he wants, they're on the phone. He's got all their numbers. They're all willing to do interviews with him and talk, right? So Shine says in this part, Shine says he never was paid for the case. Okay? We're talking about a transaction. You got to be paid. If this thing's real at all, you got to be paid, right? And then so Shine is trying to say that that Logan, this is what he said. This was his words. He said, Logan said, okay, well, I'm not going to pay you. I'm going to put it on liquid marketplace. And then when we get the money for it, I'll give you your money. Does that sound reasonable? No, it does not. But, and then Rattle is saying, see, that's proof it was going to liquid marketplace. No, Rattle. It's proof that Logan Paul never paid for the case. That's what it's proof. The liquid marketplace is a diversion. It never went there. You can never conclude that what is going there. It's not believable. That's not admissible in a court of law because you have no chain of custody to liquid marketplace. And it doesn't matter that the people were employed by liquid marketplace. It never went to liquid marketplace. Did liquid marketplace ever benefit from this? Never. They never benefited from it. So they're not the guilty ones. The guilty ones is right here. Prime. That's who benefited. Prime. That's what it's all about. And you keep trying to do these diversion fucking techniques, trying to say, oh, well, Shine just told you it was going to liquid marketplace. No, what Shine just told me is that Logan Paul never paid for that fucking case, which shows the setup, shows that it was never real. Nothing was real about it. There was never anything real about it. The whole intention was to have that case open in a video format so that he could get millions of views and he could launch Prime advertisement. That was the whole fucking thing. And it's proven. Who benefited? Prime benefited, not liquid marketplace. Who's he hyping here? Prime. There's your video. Prime. What's the video before that? Prime. What's the video after it? Prime, Walmart, Prime. So I don't need to ask questions and think that like Rattle's trying to tell me I'm stupid because he's proven it's gone to liquid marketplace. No, Rattle, I have just proven that your theory that the liquid marketplace was the end game for that box to end up there and for them to scam the public and sell off the box that wasn't real. I've proven that your theory, because let's say the box is $3.5 million, and then let's say they send it to liquid marketplace and they sell tokens and shit. It can't be 10 times worth of money. So you're talking about at most the money that could have possibly generated, and I'm giving in the highest fucking evaluation possible. I'm saying 10 times, right? 10 times its value. There's no way it could have been more than that. That's $35 million. That's not the payday. The payday is Prime. Prime, what's Prime worth now? Like 50 billion? Like literally. Do you know what that? And now Logan Paul doesn't like fully own that company. It's like there's actually a distributor company who produces it and stuff. And so like all the technicalities of that, that's another thing involved too, when you want to get into the actual technical ownership, who actually owns it. But he definitely owns a large stake. There's no doubt that he's making a lot of money from this Prime. There's no doubt about that. He will make $1 billion when they sell it, because the end game for Prime is either it becomes one of these companies like a Gatorade, either it is established and becomes a little bit legitimate Gatorade company, of which he's a big stakeholder in this company, which would make him worth billions for that. Billions, right? And you're going to tell me that the payout was the liquid marketplace that could possibly generate maybe 35 million at the very most. You're trying to tell me that that's the end game result when I'm saying, no, it's the Prime. This is billions we're talking about. We're talking about a company that Prime around the world, like in the UK, they had Prime Mania. Like what like the fucking mania. They went nuts. When Prime was first released in the UK, it was Prime Mania. It was insane. One of these insane events that's like these historical events that when you went through it, it was a big motherfucking, like one of the things I remember was like the Cabbage Patch dolls. When the Cabbage Patch dolls first came out, that first Christmas and stuff, that was like one of the big ones. I remember the Cabbage Patch Mania thing was huge, right? So the Prime was one of those. As soon as they bring it into the stores, boom, the people be fighting, going for it. And then the people were selling it on other marketplaces. They were marking it up and selling it for crazy amounts of money. It was Prime Mania. That happened. You know how much money they made? That's just in the UK. You know, how many countries is Prime being sold? If it's being sold in Walmart, well, then it's in every Walmart that's around the world, wherever, just Walmart alone, you're super rich, but it's everywhere. What's the value of a company like that? It's billions and billions and billions, and everybody involved in this shit just getting a little cut of that, you're going to make 100 million. Even the people getting the smallest, littlest cut, they're going to make 100 million. Like somebody probably like Shine. He probably got a tiny little cut, which will end up eventually being worth like $100 million fucking dollars, right? Rattle Pokemon never says anything about Prime. He never talks about who actually benefited from this. Why did it actually happen and shit? And like I show you, this is what it's about. I don't have to imaginary create liquid marketplace as the fucking thing. Yeah, liquid marketplace was important. You brought that up. That was important. I liked it and shit, right? There was a story there, but it's not the real story. It's clearly a diversionary tactic. What Shine did say, the liquid marketplace means nothing. But what he did admit to is that Logan Paul never paid him for that box. This other guy told you that box was never authentic. It never looked real. He never trusted it. And it was always a scam from the beginning, of which that's the story I was saying from the beginning, that these people were not faked. It was a scam on the population. And now we've got the fucking evidence to prove it. Hardcore prove it. And Rattle better start answering some fucking questions about what's your fucking involvement in this, because you'll go down with the fucking ship too. You're going to be a rat and jump off board and let the ship sink, or are you going to go down with the fucking sinking ship, Rattle? You better start answering some fucking questions. I want to know why you did not investigate the box when it was sold to Shine. Who told you to investigate that box at that exact moment? Was it King Pokemon? You were a paid plant. How much money did you receive from Logan Paul? Because you not only received merchandise, Prime, you started doing commercials on your page. Your first time, because on his latest video, he's talking about Prime and he takes a drink. He says, "This sucks." Yeah, because you weren't being the paid spokesmodel, bitch. That wasn't your job at that time. Now your job is to mislead the population and deceive them and lead them away from the real company of Prime. So that's why you're saying, "Oh, Prime sucks and I'm pouring this shit out." It's the damage is done. What you say there is irrelevant. But in the beginning, after you fucking participated in this, you were sent Prime drink. You drank it on your show. You said, delicious. Oh, so delicious. This is great. And you've got Prime ads running on the back of your screen there. You're doing Prime spokesmodel commercial shit. Rattle. You're involved in this. You're part of the scam, Rattle. You need to start answering some fucking questions and shit, right? It's like, I was saying, Dan the Card Man, this is the video for you to do right. There's a lot to it, though. It's a lot to it. But if you were, I'm leaving here soon and shit, so this is your one fucking chance to have a personal fucking outlet to connection to me and let me go and show you and give you all the links to the shit. Then while I'm gone, you can work on it and you can build that fucking video and you can make a legitimate video that exposes all this shit like CoffeeZilla and you can become big. This is your opportunity. I'm just handing it to you, Dan the Card Man. Just fucking handing it to you. You watch these videos, you hear what they say, I'm telling you, they'll say exactly what the fuck I'm saying. We actually have evidence now. Hard fucking evidence. Unless Rattle goes and fucking deletes these fucking videos like the bitch fraud fucking loser he really is before we get a chance to expose all these motherfuckers. Dan the Card Man, you want to do something? You want to be a CoffeeZilla? You want to do something big? This story is still it's relevant in our fucking society. You say, that's an old story. No, it's not, because Prime is out there. Logan Paul's still out there hustling it. He's still out hustling a bunch of shit. We need to know what the fuck is he got his dirty fucking hands on. We got to expose these motherfuckers for what it really was. A scam on the public from day fucking one. And they all fucking knew about it. Right? Fuck, I had to get that shit out. I'll fucking talk to you guys later. Have a good day.